everybody, look what we got today. We got the steering arm here, and what I'm doing is I'm routing it. You see this little hole I just drilled with my wood bit right there? That is almost as big as this tube, but not quite as big as this tube. So I put this tube up here and drew the outline to where it really is, because the steering arm is actually going to set in here so that it's got a place. It's not flopping around and going here and there. So it's going to set in there. But in order for it to operate really smoothly, I'm going to cut a piece of this PVC, just a little short piece, not long, however thick this is, and epoxy it in there and put this through there, and then it'll slide on the PVC and it'll be smooth, a nice smooth action. There'll be a hole or a notch in the PVC so that this can come in and out like that, because you do have to get this out of the way to open the engine cover and some other odd things. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I've got my handy dandy little tiny, ultra tiny Dremel tool, and I'm about to just cut it, grind it out to that shape of the blue line there, and then I'll cut a little section of this, and then I'll notch a little piece out. I may set it in there and Dremel the PVC out. We'll see how I actually do it, but anyway, that's the game plan. So we'll be back with more My Paradise on the Italian Island. Paradise out. All right, everybody. Looks like we got it, or close. It's not epoxied in and all that, so we will slather epoxy all on this thing here. We will stick this down in there. We'll line up the opening here with the well, wherever the epoxy is. We're still going to have to grind and stuff once the epoxy's dried, because this rod is a tight fit right now. We'll grind where the epoxy is. I do want it to snap in like that so it doesn't just come out by itself, but after the epoxy's all done, that's when we'll know really how much trimming we have to do to get this to be the perfect fit. So this just slides back and forth smoothly. The other thing we got to do is slide this piece here onto here and epoxy it to right around in this section here. Epoxy it right around in here. We'll just put some epoxy on the end here and on the end here. That's it. We're not epoxying the whole thing, just on the ends, just so it grips onto the stainless, and see how that holds. But before we do that, I'm going to paint this silver so it kind of matches that. So anyway, we're not doing this one right now. We're doing that one. So we got to run and get the epoxy. It's in the car, and we'll be back, and we'll show you what we're up to. Paradise. All right, folks, look what we did. We got it in there. It's all epoxy. Hopefully it's lined up pretty straight. Pretty straight. Let me push it over that a little bit, but okay. Pretty straight, in line with this. And this, again, sits down in there. I can't do that now because it's wet. The epoxy hasn't dried yet. And I'll Dremel whatever areas that we need to Dremel out. And of course we'll paint layer epoxy on there, but I'm afraid I'm kind of filling that hole too much, and that tube barely slides smoothly over this size of stainless tubing. So that is the best we can do, I think, for now. All right, honey, you want to get this here? Be sure your rag is dry. Squeeze it all the way dry. So anyway, we will let that dry. Takes a few hours, and we'll be back with more in My Paradise on the Italian Island. That's one of the guides that we're going to do. The other guide is going to be this one here. But, and again, this is going to slide on here. I can slide it for you. Demonstration here. This piece here, I'm going to paint this silver so it matches the tube here. And I'm going to epoxy it onto this. This is going to be a permanent part of this, not a part of this. So this thing is going to slide like that, and it won't be so bumpy. And we will make a nice transition with the epoxy down on here and do it where these little rings are, so we can get some grip on the epoxy. Here, make sure that won't go beyond. Whoa, that does go beyond there. How about right here? How about right here? Right there in the center with those two. Those two there and these two here. Let's see if that's good there. And then we're gonna go back to, oh yeah, that's the perfect spot. That's perfectly center. Okay. So I'll get the marker. I'll mark it right there and right there. And now we're all marked. Now we know where to epoxy. And we'll, like I said, we'll transition from here out to here. So I gotta take this home where the paint is, and I will take care of that. Take it off. This goes with us. And the thing about not having this here is, see what happens? It just rubs all this off. So for now, what I do just while we're parked and things aren't quite protected, I just slide this on here, and then I leave that there so the rod can slide and not rough up the existing paint. But after tonight, well, I gotta paint it again. That takes a couple days to dry, so 2 or 3 days we'll be able to put that in there and have no worries about our steering rod scratching stuff up. So